this is kind of amazing, even for Greg Kelly. Like, this is some shit. As the world burns, Joe dash weak and wrong, or Joe minus weak and wrong equals head scratch / guy with missile launcher also tank in a flood zone. That's a flood. That's flooding. I don't know what the fuck that is, but okay. And the title of this one is, check this shit out. Greg Kelly, we are no longer the good guys. Well, A, go fuck yourself. Secondly, what the hell? All right, so let's see if he, he's going to show us what tough is. Hold on.
The two keywords we need to know.
Hold on.
Weak and wrong. The two keywords we need to know to understand Joe Biden.
Since when, asshole? Weak and wrong. And by the way, this is supposedly jingoistic, America First, nationalistic, USA rah rah channel. That's what Newsmax is supposed to be.
Is weak and he is wrong, and what's happening over there in Ukraine would not be happening under a President Trump right now.
Well, no, because he would have given them permission to tacitly do it, and we wouldn't be working with our allies to push back on it at all.
Everybody understands that.
Yeah, because he was already ready to recognize Crimea as being Russian land.
Here or in their hearts, they know this is a mess that could have been avoided. Anyway.
No, they don't. You're out of your fucking mind. This has nothing to do with NATO expansion. Putin's own fucking hour-long blather fest that he had from his bunker stated very specifically that he views Ukraine the same way Hitler viewed the Sudetenland and parts of Poland, as parts of Germany already. So, and Putin's doing the same thing with Ukraine. This had nothing to do with any, and by the way, any appeasement or being okay with him or allowing him even time to build up this bullshit, because he built the war chest that's allowing him to push back against sanctions during the Trump years.
Let's take a look at what happened today.
Or let's listen.
Well, it's not exactly Saving Private Ryan, but this is not good. And it was all...
Thanks. I mean, this is the kind of keen political insight we look for with Greg Kelly. It's not exactly Saving Private Ryan, but it's not good. Fuck.
Avoidable. President Trump put out a statement this morning, and I think it does kind of capture the mood. Our country...
He really did? Our country has lost its self-confidence? Speak for yourself. I was in the shower this morning when I recognized I was destined for greatness. The fuck?
Has totally lost its self-confidence.
No, we have not. Even in spite of the fact that all Greg Kelly and his crowd do is attack the country nonstop. Fox and Newsmax are all about America's best days are behind it. Unless Trump shows up and magically the king and the land are one again, the whole country's a bag of shit. Like, they do nothing but talk down the United States. And Trump's the same way. It's a disaster. Our country is going to hell. It's like America, its greatness is aligned with a limited number of human beings, which, by the way, would not be greatness. And that's precisely what Putin wants people to think about Russia. How is this any different?
Individually, we haven't. People are confident or they lack.
Well, I do. You don't, Greg. I mean, look at your face. I mean, the number. I mean, just the daddy issues we're seeing in this shot alone is remarkable.
Confidence, but Joe Biden at the very top. Yeah, this is nobody feels confident about.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. A lot of us do. Yeah, we don't. I don't know about you, but I don't want somebody running headlong into a nuclear war over a territorial dispute between two countries when we have a lot of other options. and I don't want to flip all the switches and hope something works. Like you just run into a nuclear facility during a meltdown and go, this one of these must be the off valve. Like, that's not how it works.
Yes. And I mentioned Republicans and Democrats alike. You know, Robert Gates has worked for Republicans and Democrats. There he is, former director.
Yeah, he's the one who says Biden's been on the wrong side of all these. By the way, we're out of Afghanistan. We're out.
The CIA, former Secretary of Defense. He was
he's shown here with mission accomplished.
Working for Reagan, George H.W. Bush, and Barack Obama. Mm-hmm. And this guy had Joe Biden's number, big time. Take a look in his memoir. Famous now, a famous.
We've seen this, and it's still not true. Biden was right about the surge. It didn't fucking help. And he was right about getting out of Afghanistan. He was like, these generals are bullshitting you. They're always going to tell you it's 6 months, 8 months, 5 months away. And then and every time you stay in another 5 months, it's another 6 months, 8 months, 5 months. That's all we need. And then you stay in another 5 months, it's another 8 months. And that's what happened. That's for 20 fucking years. And Biden said, they're always going to tell you this, Barack. They're always going to say this to you. Trust me on this. It's the same shit. And it's the same shit they told Trump, and Trump bought it. Even though nothing materially changed the entire time he was in office. And when Biden got in office, he went, I don't care if you don't like me. Fuck it. I'm too old for this shit. This is the Murtaugh presidency. I don't buy it. We're not going to stay in another fucking 5 months /6 months /8 months. Again and again and again. No. And now we're out of Afghanistan.
I think Joe Biden, has been wrong on nearly every major foreign policy and national security issue over the past 4 decades.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what you think. You're one of the reasons we were in Afghanistan as long as we were. The reason he said that is because Biden wanted to get out of Afghanistan.
It's decades. He's right.
You know what I'm about to read to you. Still, I think he's been wrong on nearly every major foreign policy and national security issue over the past 4 decades. Would he be an effective commander-in-chief?
I don't know. I don't know. I think.
Well, that's decisive. That's the kind of decisive leadership you want. When someone confronts you with the biggest asshole quote in your memoir, and you're like, I don't know, man. It's hard to. Fuck you, dude.
Stand by that statement. We disagree.
Hold on. What? Sit. Hold on. On that button. Where? Oh, sorry. Wrong keyboard. Beg your pardon. 3, 2, 1.
I don't know. I think I stand by that statement. We disagreed significantly on Afghanistan and some other issues.
Oh, you mean the place we stayed in the entirety of your run? You mean the place we're no longer in?
I think, as I say elsewhere in the memoir, I think that the vice president had some issues with the military.
Joe Biden.
Gee, you think? Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he has some issues with assholes like you saying we should stay in Afghanistan for fucking ever.
Had issues with the military. Oh, boy.
Yes. The issues with the military. It's why his son served honorably, and why. But I'm glad we got somebody like Trump in, Captain Bone Spurs himself, who, if his kids even thought of joining the military, he would castigate.
You see Joe yelling at generals? I can actually see that. Can you actually hear?
Dude, you can fantasize about anything.
Bragging about, well, my son Bo, right? We know that. That's him.
Because it's true, and his son actually served. Did Eric? Did Don?
Here he is boasting once again about how tough he is.
Because Putin knows if I am president of the United States, his days of tyranny and trying to intimidate the United States and those in Eastern Europe are over. I'm going to stand up to him. He's a bully, just like the president. And I know he doesn't want me to be president, but to tell you what, when I'm president, things are going to change.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they are. Putin had to actually put troops on the ground, actually boots on the ground in the country to take it, as opposed to have it like cradled over to him like a saucer of milk by Donald Trump.
Talk is cheap, isn't it? Say anything you have to become president, and once you are, just give it away.
Oh, I see. So, you mean like when Trump was saying he was the guy who's only he could solve it, and he was going to get infrastructure week done, and he knew more than the generals. And by the way, do you realize that the suicide bomber that blew themselves up in Afghanistan was ISIS? I thought ISIS was gone. I thought Trump ran on the idea that he would get rid of ISIS once and for all, and that he in fact did. Also, Afghanistan, didn't he run on getting us out of Afghanistan? What materially changed in the time Trump was in office? And any day during the time he was there, from the day he took office to the day he left, about Afghanistan? What?
I'm not so sure he is certain what he's going to.
Putin is wiping the floor with Joe. This might as well be an RT show.
My guess is he will move in. He has to do something.
Wow, whatever happened to standing up to him? It all just goes away. It was meaningless. But something that was happening that we didn't notice,
No.
Putin has been studying Joe Biden for a long time.
Has he?
And he's not
You know what he's also been studying? The inside of a bunker.
impressed. There they are in a video conference link. Take a look at Vladimir sitting at the end of the table. He's smirking.
It's a still shot, fucko. There's shots of Biden going, so what?
Not impressed. You think this is a small thing?
He's also got his hand under the table, so maybe he's masturbating at the idea of making out with Joe. You don't know. I mean, it's a still shot. Basically, it's just an exercise in projection, Greg. Tell us what's deep inside your psyche.
Actually is a big thing. When they met in Switzerland for that summit, Joe is all smiles, typical politician. And however, his counterpart is all business. Joe is thinking about the cameras. This guy is thinking about the next 50 years.
No, he's not. Because he's not going to live the next 50 fucking years.
That's what we get out of our politicians. They're cheap. They are thinking only about re-election. Joe's
well, Trump isn't, because he lost. So there's that.
thinking a lot about Hunter and money. So this does not apply, obviously.
When I'm president, things are going to change.
Yeah, the tank started rolling almost right away. The tank started rolling. Things, in fact, have changed. And something else that has made the world
Yes, that's a rolling tank. And it's about to
not
roll
only
down on
America,
Hill.
but the world, January 6th. The reaction, the overreaction to January 6th, the hyping, the distortion, and what people seem to think is okay.
Oh, I see. So our government sucks because Ashley Babbitt got killed because she was charging through a breach she created with other people in our nation's capital where they were waving Confederate flags and shitting. And because we would react to people like this waving the Confederate flag in the fucking Capitol, the pro-slavery flag in the nation's capital, because we'd react negatively to that. That's what gave the green light to Vladimir
That it's
Putin.
okay that a woman, an unarmed woman, was shot.
Say what I say, but I like right away. Ashley fucking Babbitt. I swear to God, he's like, it's like his dream wife was taken.
Killed on that day. You know who was watching and taking notes? Our enemies, yes, including Putin.
Yes, they were going, look, if Trump can make these people do this, then America is weak. Yeah, yes. He viewed this as a sign of weakness. Not the fact that she was killed. The fact that these people would do this and we wouldn't, I guess, strafe bomb them. That we didn't napalm the stairs while they were there. Because that's what he would have done. You can't protest in Russia. The fact that only one person was killed is what would encourage Putin, if anything in this encouraged Putin It was the idea that the dude that owes him a shit ton of money can turn a bunch of people loose and try to overturn democracy, and that apparently the sign of weakness is that we will only shoot one person and not continue to shoot on people once the threat is gone.
People went into US Congress with political demands. 400 people are now facing criminal charges. They are facing prison terms of up to 20, maybe 25 years. They are called homegrown terrorists. They are being accused of many other things.
Yeah, asshole. Here's the thing. The people that are facing, the thousands went in that day. Only a few hundred are actually facing charges. Whereas you can't even walk in the fucking street and protest in Moscow. Let me ask you this. Did anybody that was just there on the green that day, just gathered for that rally, that walked towards the Capitol or even away carrying signs, did any of them get arrested for just hanging around? No. That's why our system, our entire system with all of its flaws, is superior to yours. Piss off with this nonsense. And Greg Kelly cannot cradle this guy's balls.
70 people were arrested right there on the spot. 30 of them are still arrested. On what grounds? Not quite clear.
It's abundantly clear. They're all facing specific charges. Most of them for attacking police officers violently. A lot of the people who just went and left have been given a slap on the wrist for trespassing or something like that, and they'll get a fine, if anything at all. Most of it'll just get thrown away. If it was Russia, they'd all be fucking disappeared. But that's the kind of strength Greg Kelly wants in this country. This is the kind of country Rusty Rockets fucking wants, Russell Brand. This is the kind of country Tucker Carlson wants. That, you know, they want a more Putin-like strength to the leadership. That's really what you do, you know? Like Trump threatening, like in the old days, they would beat the hell out of these protesters and the like. Man, if only we could have it like Russia has it, where they could just send the cops out to just fucking round everybody up. And facing charges, they don't even face charges in Russia. They just get locked up.
One of the participants, a woman, was shot dead on the spot. She was not.
No, she wasn't shot dead on the spot. She was crawling through a broken window of a barricaded door while they were evacuating members of Congress while she was with armed protesters with a backpack that she was carrying on a day when bombs had been left around the Capitol. She wasn't shot dead on the spot. They didn't randomly fucking snipe her from a tower from a mile and a half away. She wasn't on the phone with her fucking mom on the steps. She wasn't shot dead on the spot.
Threatening with, with arms or anything.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that amazing?
Yes, it's amazing that you would play that and act like that's okay. 'Cause fuck you.
Putin gets it.
No, he doesn't. You want what Putin gets. What Putin gets is winning by attrition, anti-protest. You cannot stand up in the fucking street at all.
Our left-wing media doesn't. Our Democrats in Congress don't. A woman was killed.
Yes, she was. Because she was crawling through a window with a backpack on, with God knows what in it at the time, when she had been told not to, on a barricaded fucking door with a bunch of other people. She was literally the tip of the spear of a dozen other people who were ready to come through that door. The officer did what he was fucking supposed to do.
People have been thrown in jail, unclear why.
No, it's not unclear why. They've all faced charges. If it's unclear, it's because you won't look them up.
It's kind of sad that
it's not sad.
He sees it, and he also sees that we're not the good guys.
Fuck you. We're not the good guy. Who's we, asshole? I mean, well, maybe he's right. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions. Newsmax is definitely not the good guys. Point taken.
We used to be.
Yeah, you never were.
Prisoners, yes. Russia's been doing that for a long time. Now America is.
No, America does not have any political prisoners at all. They don't. Well, that's why I've been listening to this with the headphones off, and it's going to create a delay. Sorry, beg your pardon. I got carried away.
All right, back to Joe and his big talk.
His big talk. That wasn't big talk coming from Vladimir fucking Putin, you douchebag.
I asked the question, how many of you today are concerned there's, for the first time in your career, a genuine possibility of a nuclear war? In January, it would have been about 1%, and they would have thought it would occur if only if ISIS got a hold of a nuclear weapon or an accident occurred. Folks, this breaking down of the international and national norms is the glue that holds the liberal world order together,
right,
and holds together our system.
What system is he talking?
He's talking about the international order where people respect boundaries, and we have legal disputes can be handled in the UN or in the world courts and the like, or through the through the financial system and the like, as opposed to countries are in a 1935 style just sending tanks across a fucking border without, by the way, members of the American media applauding it.
About. Because I didn't like the system that they were running. Globalism is what he's talking about. I don't like a system where a mediocre, below average guy like him can become not only president, but a rich man. Here's just a small portion of the Biden family earnings.
No, that's based on your 10% concept, which is from bullshit text messages that come from a Russian hard drive that Rudy Giuliani bought. Bite me.
When he's not talking big, when he's not talking greedy, he's just
talking greedy. By the way, there is no bigger Trump fan than Greg Kelly, honestly. Talking greedy?
Boasting in the weirdest way. And all of his interactions with Putin, I don't think it worked out like this. Do you?
And as I turned, we were coincidentally just about this far apart, looking at each other. And I said, and I wasn't being a wise guy, I said, Mr. President, I'm looking into your eyes, and you have no soul. And he looked back at me and he said, we understand one another.
I don't think so. I don't think it.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit what you think, Greg. It's okay, because the dude you like always used to shake hands with Putin palm up. It's the weirdest thing. Just he would lay his hand out, please take my hand. It was like something out of The Notebook.
Like that, looking into the guy's eyes, saying no soul. Look at these guys together. Look at Joe, by the way. I mean, that is the classic career politician, whether he's with a world leader or an Eagle Scout.
I'm sorry. Do we look at, hold on. This is clearly going to be, let's see, you mean hold on. Picture with, whoops, hold on. I'm typing. I can type. Picture with. You try to find the where are they? Well, here's a hold on. Trump grandson. There's usually those I have to find out what the search thing is for it. Where he's got his thumbs up. Trump's weird neck thumbs up picture. But he does, yeah, like here's with Kyle Rittenhouse. Here he is, let's see. Like everybody he takes a picture with, it's the same fucking picture. Yeah, the same one. Here's the people. There you go. Here's one where they caught him mid thumb up. Like he didn't even get a chance to get his thumb up when they took the picture. These are like people like these weddings he crashes at Mar-a-Lago. You mean those real heartfelt pictures that he takes? Yeah, here you go. By the way, Saudi Arabia just sided with Russia. There he is. Loves giving thumbs up because his thumb is the only normal sized finger on his hand. I see. Yeah, so these are the, hold on, later. Where he stretches his neck out. Hey, that's my thumb. Look at me. Yay. But like all these pictures, you guys know what I'm talking about. But this is weird. Right.
The pose. That's his mode.
Also, by the way, this is back early. Look how young Putin is. Look at how young Biden is at this point. This is well before Putin started turning the country into his own personal, like, criminal piggy bank.
You think he's going to mess with Putin, by the way? If we know about the money, I think Putin knows about the money, right?
What money?
I mean, I don't think he played that game. All right.
All right. It's weird, though, that he would attack all the financial holdings in the country. If he got Russian money, wouldn't that put him on the sanction list? Oh, God, this is so stupid.
The system that Joe Biden likes so much, Republicans and Democrats alike, all rotten.
What? The Republicans and Democrats alike, all rotten. We've heard about Putin's soul before.
I looked the man in the eye. I found him to be very straightforward and trustworthy. We had a very good dialogue. I was able to get a sense of his soul.
See, our political system produces amateurs like Bush. And
yes, unlike the tried and true leadership of Donald Trump.
Putin, by the way, presidents come and go, and Putin just watches them come and go.
Yeah, he's a dictator, fucko. We elect people. Our system is good because of that. What are you talking about?
How about that? Same for China.
Yes, and equally as bad, dum-dum.
There's Xi, and presidents just come and go.
Yeah, it's weird. Trump just came and went. I mean, obviously, Obama was there for 2 whole terms, and more than likely, so will Biden. But this guy just, nothing.
Something I think we may want to start thinking about as a country, everybody, lifting the
getting rid of 2-term. Oh, yeah. What was that again? Sorry?
Something I think we may want to start thinking about as a country, everybody, lifting the 2-term limit for presidents. It's relatively new in the Constitution where that was so ordered.
Well, yeah, because Obama would have gotten reelected again and Trump would have never had a fucking shot. Yeah, you do realize that, right? Secondly, he wasn't kicked out because he ran out of time. Obama was. So was Bush. So was Clinton, for that matter. This is the first single-term president since H.W. Trump didn't get broomed from office because he couldn't run again. It's because he fucking lost.
FDR in the 20th century was elected 4 times as president.
Yeah, not exactly a Trumpian Republican.
In fact, the 2-term limit was in reaction to that. Look, when you have presidents turning around every 2 years almost, really, to start running again for president, they don't have time for strategic thought. We get mediocre people for these jobs, and look at these guys when they show up to the Iowa State Fair, like they actually
excuse me, he got elected twice.
Corn dogs. Obama, this is ridiculous. Bernie, Romney, he has no interest in any of this stuff. Jeb Bush, look at that. He looks like he's being tortured.
Good Lord. This is the attack. The primary season is the problem. This is American politicians are ridiculous because they have to run not just as qualified politicians, but as affable human beings with real personalities. And there's been kind of tried and true ways of showing that over time. That's the part that Greg Kelly has a problem with, is the fact that they do this like kissing babies behavior. And if only we had a system like Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin had. Holy shit.
Hillary Clinton. I mean, how stupid can you get? Now,
I cannot. I've tried in my life, and I feel like if I really applied myself, I could get pretty stupid. But I could never get as stupid as Greg Kelly.
Fairness to all these guys, Donald Trump went to the fair, and yes, he had a corn dog, but let's face it.
But let's face it. That, by the way, asshole. I know you're a blue blood from New York. I know you surround yourself, especially on the bus, with only the elites of the elite. That ain't a fucking corn dog, dummy.
The kind of
at the Iowa State Fair, do they serve a special kind of corn dog that was run over by a shopping cart?
No, he would
pork
eat.
chop.
And he also did not hide who he actually is.
He said he'd like to grab women by the pussy, which is why you like him, Greg.
On his own helicopter and gave kids rides. Boy, oh boy, they could not figure him out. It was beautiful.
Jesus Christ! Like that's the whole part of it. And by the way, don't worry about the trolls. They give us a boost. Please don't concern yourself with them emotionally or intellectually. Don't get understood. This is one of the few places where a troll can go and swing and miss.